Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. So the Supreme Court has said that no money has come to Manish Sisodia. How will you bring him under money laundering? This is what the Supreme Court said. You see, the topic that I want to talk tonight, my question tonight is, as a common man, whenever I think my rights are being taken away from me, whenever I think I am being bullied, whenever I think that I am entrapped by some forces which are bigger than me, I run to the Supreme Court, I run to the courts, I run to Judiciary. This is what I do. And I have this hope that, these courts are going to protect me. By the looks of it, the courts are trying to do their job. But what it looks like is that the power of the court or the emphasis given on verdicts are somehow growing lesser and lesser, which means that somehow the dispensation, the government, the administration doesn't really fear the courts or fear the court's verdict or what consequences that they may face if they go against the verdict of the court. This is what it looks like. I'm going to talk to you about Manish Sisodia's case. That's one. I'm going to talk to you about a few other cases too. And let's discuss whether are courts being undermined. Let's get right into the show. Okay, now, like I said, the court said that no money has come to Manish Sisodia. How will you bring him under money laundering? This is what Supreme Court asked Enforcement Directorate. The Supreme Court put forth a barrage of questions towards investigative agencies. This unfolded during the hearing presided over by the bench comprising of Justice Sanjeev Khanna and S.V.N. Bhatti. What is interesting are the questions that the court asked. Because I don't know, as a layman, I am now scared that can this central agency just pick you up, put you behind bars, and then figure out, aage kya dekhta hai, hoga dekhega. Because the questions that the court asked, and I want you to hear this, in Manish Sisodia's case, the questions that the court asked are as follows. The first question, they say, but you say that policy decisions are motivated for personal benefits. So, will it mean that you are challenging the policy decision? The court says, Baba, you are saying no, that Sisodia has taken policy decision because of personal motivation. Okay, so are you saying therefore the decisions he took were wrong? Do you have an answer? If you are saying that if you are saying that he has personal decisions, personal motivation ke liye policy decision liya tha, that means the policy decision he took was wrong, no? Further on, the court goes on to ask that how do you say that kickback was given? That's entirely on the basis of the approver's statement. The approver, whose name is Dinesh Arora, his statement, he says, I am approver. Yeah, if I am approver, what happens? I don't get, I get leniency. So I say he took money. This man took money. So are you just basing your entire case on the fact that approver said this man took money? I am not asking this. Supreme Court is asking this. And what I am wondering and what I am wondering tonight is, is it this easy for a central agency to pick up a deputy chief minister of a state and put him behind bars? It is like saying that, Lana do andar hai, phir figure out karte hai kya karna hai. Because these questions are absolutely, I couldn't believe that I was reading this. I'll tell you something more. Now, let me tell you the answer that the Assistant Solicitor General, Mr. Raju, gave to the court. Mr. Raju said that Indospirit was not getting the wholesale. There were some complaints against the partners of Indospirit, etc. So they were not eligible to get the wholesale. Manish Sisodia intervened and said that immediately all those complaints be removed. There is a Mahadev liquor wholesaler. He was pressurized to walk out. They were closed without any show cause notice. The moment they gave up the license, all those things were cleared. This is what the Solicitor General said. Associate Solicitor General said. Now, we have seen this kind of behavior in every government, by the way. In a lot of places, we have seen this kind of governance. Secondly, what is all this? Are these circumstantial evidence? Are these real evidence? Or are these, like the court says, these are just what somebody said, somebody's statement? What are these? The court went on to ask, as per your case, no money has come to Manish Sisodia. Okay, you are saying, the court says कि तुमने उसको बंद करवाया, तुमने इसको चालू करवाया, you gave him license, you gave him to get out of the room and all that you are saying, but not a rupee. According to your statement, your evidences, not a rupee has gone to Manish Sisodia. Why is he doing it? Why is he doing it then? The court says, as per as your case, no money has come to Manish Sisodia. So how did the money flow from liquor group? You have taken two figures, 100 crores and 30 crores. Who paid them this? There can be some people paying the money, not necessarily collected to liquor. They are saying that who paid these monies? How are you connecting them to the liquor trade? I mean, there is nothing. There is no evidence according to the court. The court says, I am not seeing any evidence. The court went on to say that where is the proof that Dinesh Arora, this is the approver, which I told you about, himself is the recipient. Where is the evidence? Except for the statement of Dinesh Arora, is there any other evidence again and again? My question to you is, you have taken a Deputy Chief Minister in custody from February 26, 2023. Today we are on 6th of October 2023. From February to October, a Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, is behind bars. And today, the court is asking, that is yesterday, the court is asking, कि भाई evidence क्या है भाई तुम्हारे पास? You don't have evidence. तो इतने महीने क्या कर रहा था? What was he doing sitting behind the bars? Arey, when you are arresting a Deputy Chief Minister, at least put the evidence in place, put everything in place, and then go and arrest him and take him. No. So, this forces us to think. I am not saying that therefore what I am saying is correct, but this forces us to think, was the arrest necessary? If it was not, then what was the reason behind arrest? Was the reason behind this arrest actually that to stop corruption, or was the reason behind arrest politically motivated? This is the simple question that I asked tonight. And why I am saying that we are undermining our courts is because imagine a Supreme Court judge is asking these simple questions. Okay, evidence kahan hai bhai? Somebody says so, that's it. Bas, you're putting the guy in behind bars. A Supreme Court asking this kind of questions in a democracy and a robust democracy like India, where we actually take pride in the way we conduct ourselves, at least legally, judicially. This is the kind of question that's asking. Let me go further. The court further asks that regarding the allegation of PMLA Act, Justice Khanna stated that Manish Sisodia is not involved in all this. Vijay Nair is there, but Manish Sisodia is not in this part. How will you bring him under the Money Laundering Act? The money is not going to him. In case if it's a company with whom he is involved, then we have a vicarious liability. Otherwise, the prosecution falters. Money laundering is entirely different offense. We have to show that he is in the possession of that property. You will have to go to the exact wordings of the section and show how will you bring him in. He has not got the possession. Somebody else has. It's not accusation by him. It's accusation by someone else. Use is by someone else. Projecting is by someone else. Generation is not part of it. Concealment is part of it. Possibly you can bring it under concealment. I don't know. That's why I said abatement is separate. Vicarious liability is separate. Principal offender may be someone separate. See, the court says that, yeah, I don't understand. He has not got the money. He has not concealed anyone. He is not concealed anything. He is not in possession of anything. How can you blame him? It is all somebody else who is in possession, who is concealed and all of that. The court says if somebody else, then how are you dragging this man in? Is it, which means that what I understand as a layman is that there has been something, there has been wrongdoing possible. I don't know. That's what the court says, that somebody else has the possession, somebody else took the money. If that is the case, there has been wrongdoing. But then, is it that the agencies deliberately wanted to get Sisodia into the picture? Drag him into the picture, get him there, get him arrested. And after 6 months, you are asking February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. After 9 months, asking him that the court says, Kidhar hai? He didn't get the money, he didn't conceal anything, he possesses nothing. Problem kya hai? How can you blame him? I mean, this to me sounds strange, like I told you. Let me take you further. When you give bribe, you are involved in activity connected to the proceeds of crime. Suppose, let's assume, ultimate no money is passed. Will PMLA trigger? What triggers in PMLA is proceeds of crime. PMLA will be triggered. After proceeds of crime are given or paid, you have to connect the person concerned with the proceeds of crime directly or indirectly. Abatement, it may be, but as a principal offender, it will be a different situation altogether. The court went on to say, Baba, you have to prove the person got money or not there from proceeds of crime. I mean, abatement, you can tell them, but to frame the man? See, I am not here to defend Manish Sisodia. I am not here to tell you whether Manish Sisodia had done it, Manish Sisodia didn't do it, Manish Sisodia. I am here as a citizen of this country and as a concerned citizen of this country. If Manish Sisodia and I have kept quiet on this topic for all this while, I have not uttered a word on this topic. You know why the reason I didn't utter a word on this topic? I didn't know. I don't know. I don't want to say that, somebody is doing something wrong or somebody is doing something right till such time that I see something. Today, after seeing the deliberation of the court, my God, I'm wondering whether if Manish Sisodia has done it and they are still trying to prove it or they are not able to prove it exactly the way the court wants, okay. But if he is not and this is a political arrest, my God, what you are technically doing is you are using a central agency, you are using the judiciary, you are using the law to completely crush a party called AAP, because everybody in AAP is inside. So AAP can have a national conference inside the jail because there are more people inside the jail than outside. Now Sanjay Singh also has been arrested. Now, will the court say same thing about Sanjay Singh, saying that you have no evidence? So, law is good, but if you are using law, you are using enforcement agencies as to crush a political party, and to this extent, that party is almost finished. And the best thing is, unlike other parties like NCP and Shiv Sena and all that, there are no people who jumped that party to BJP, jumped from that party to BJP. Very few, Kapil Mishra and all are different. Chalo, that was long back. But there are no office bearers or senior leaders that are jumping parties to Bharatiya Janata Party even after being arrested. So, because maybe they are so loyal to their party, is this the second route? That either you jump to me or sit inside prison. Sit inside prison, Sanjay Singh, because you couldn't jump to me. Is that the way it is? I am just asking, because that's what it's looking like. And that's this, from where I sit and see this, I see this as a red flag to our democracy. This is not the way it should be going. That's the point I wanted to make, and also the same. I just want to talk about Maharashtra for 2 minutes more. And while observing that the Speaker has to abide by the dignity of Supreme Court, a bench headed by the Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud on Monday disapproved the delay of Maharashtra Assembly Speaker in deciding the qualification plea pending against MLAs belonging to Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's faction. You see, the court had given the rights to decide regarding the suspension of Eknath Shinde faction and their MLAs. Okay, court had asked the Speaker to take a decision on that. And court had given a reasonable time. Supreme Court, Chief Justice of India, had given that reasonable time to a Speaker. The Speaker sat on it. Speaker didn't take any steps. Wasn't that, forget about the Supreme Court, wasn't that cheating the democracy? He is supposed to be an unbiased decision maker here. He is supposed to act judge. Unbiased. Apolitical. Did he do that? Question number one. Question number two. The Supreme Court had to say, abide by the dignity of the Supreme Court. Abide by the dignity of the Supreme Court. Humne bola at least abide by our dignity is what the Supreme Court is pleading. Literally. To my layman's mind, this is what it sounded to me. Why is the speaker not taking decision? Is it because it will harm him politically? It will harm his political party? If that's the case, then how does he call himself a speaker? How does he call himself a speaker? How can he be apolitical? So how is it wrong when people say, oh, मेरा mic बंद होता है, opposition says, मेरे को हमको बोलने नहीं देता है, हमारा mic बंद होता है. How are they wrong? Aren't these all adding is my question. And if these are all adding, then where are we headed to? That's the point I wanted to make tonight. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.